Zoro is finally about to throw down with King, who's made a big splash since his first appearance in Jurassic Park 3.
Dude, what is that? Is that a pterodactyl?
Powerful Nerdcast assemble! Stay dandy, baby. Greetings, you young rapscallion, scurvy-filled fiends. Welcome to my review of the One Piece manga series. Today, we're going to be taking a look at chapter 1027. A chapter which finally gives the world what it needs: a samurai fighting against a pteranodon. Or maybe it's a pterodactyl, or an aerodactyl, I don't care. The point is, Zoro's finally about to have another big kick-ass battle, and I am freaking excited. But before we begin this review proper, make sure to subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, like this video if you're enjoying my content, and make sure to hit that little bell notification icon. It's gonna let you know when all of my videos are released. And if you're feeling like a super fiery pteranodon man, make sure to check out my Patreon page. There you can make a monthly donation, which will go a long way in helping the channel, and I would love to add your name to this list of amazing people that you currently see on screen. Let's waste no more time, let's fly directly into the latest chapter of One Piece. And we're gonna go ahead and start with the cover page of this week, which is bringing in the legendary Gol D. Roger. In typical Roger fashion, he's doing extremely dangerous things with a big smile on his face. Case in point, using a marker to draw on this lion's face, getting all Jigglypuff on its ass, all the while Shanks and Buggy hang out in the tree, questioning their life decisions of why they joined this madman on his quest to find a mysterious treasure. What I love about this cover story is that it demystifies Roger just a little bit. I mean, we know that he's a hard ass, we know he has the ability to split clouds with his insane, powerful haki, but it's these little moments that really paint him as just a fun-loving, sort of buccaneer type of character. But now we arrive at the present storyline, going back to Luffy versus Kaido. We get to pick up from their last big clash, which actually split the sky, revealing the moon yet again, which allowed Nekomamushi and Inuarashi to take down their respective opponents of Jack and Paris Sparrow. And we even get to see them sort of reacting to all of this. Apparently the Mink tribe can just sort of like cover up their eyes, and they'll go back to their regular forms. And I think they've earned a little bit of rest after the intense battles that they have actually had, but with Orochi arriving out of nowhere, who knows what could potentially happen with his character. But he's pretty much nowhere to be seen as far as I can see in this chapter, and we get to go back to Luffy and Kaido as they prepare for the next part of their battle, with Momonosuke freaking out and deciding to run away to try and stop Onihashima before it completely crushes the Flower Capital. What's really great about this scene is that Yamato actually decides to join him. Next thing you know, it's the never-ending story. Atreyu and Falcor are flying yet again, but Yamato is less like Atreyu and more like Johnny Lawrence.
Don't be a pussy.
Momo and Yamato try to run away, and Kaido goes after them. Luckily, Luffy is able to wrap his legs around Kaido's neck as Yamato realizes that he's going to allow them to go so that he can have a big one-on-one fight with Kaido. And of course, Luffy does it with a massive smile on his face. He is definitely looking forward to this fight and to prove that he has the skills to not only be at the same level as the Yonko themselves, the Emperor, but he's definitely going to prove to the world right here that he can be the Pirate King. It's at this point of the chapter that we enter the exposition zone. This is where we get to learn a little bit more about the dragon powers which are utilized by Kaido and Momonosuke. As we know, Momonosuke had a devil fruit which was essentially a clone of Kaido's, created by Dr. Vegapunk, and because of that, he seems to inherit a lot of the abilities as Kaido as well. I'm assuming eventually he'll be able to do like a big blast breath, a bolo breath, but right now he's just trying to master sort of the standard abilities of transforming into a giant elegant dragon of badassery, which is to say, we learn that dragons actually can't fly. What they can do, however, is that they can use their flame clouds as sort of like stepping stones and things they can grab onto in the air. This, combined with their serpentine-esque appearance, kind of gives them the illusion that they are actually flying around. And we get to see that while Momonosuke is starting to learn how to use these flame clouds, Kaido's are slowly weakening. This is visually told in the fact that Onihashima is starting to break apart. Giant stones and boulders are breaking away as they get even closer to the Flower Capital. The tension action doesn't stop there either. Onigashima is filled to the brim with weapons and explosives and gunpowder and all types of incendiary things, so even if they manage to stop the island from falling directly on the flower capital, if a few chunks of it manage to fall, it could cause some pretty serious damage, and that leads to a tremendous amount of tension with Momonosuke and Yamato, and honestly, I like it. Although I do have to admit that this entire scenario is highly reminiscent of what was going on in Dressrosa. It's not the exact same thing, but basically, this is the birdcage effect, where we have a massive fight that's going to be going on between multiple characters, while we have another situation which could potentially destroy an entire island. And even beyond the whole birdcage event, this isn't like a unique experience to this arc of One Piece, but it certainly does a great job in adding a little more tension. But right after that, it's freaking Zoro versus King, and holy crap, this is the fight that I think I'm looking forward to the most. First off, we get our very first appearance of King in his hybrid form, something that I've been very hyped to see, and it's actually not that drastically different from his regular human form, his Lunarian form. The only real difference is that it looks like basically his arms have transformed into those massive Pteranodon wings, and he's using his wings to create all of these massive air slashes, and he's basically just attacking everyone around him, just berserker mode, whether it be the enemies, the allies. If anyone gets in the way of these attacks, they're gonna be sliced, they're gonna be diced. This not only draws the attention of Zoro, but even Queen as well, who gets super pissed off at the fact that his ally is just sort of indiscriminately attacking everyone. Of course, King has a devil-may-care attitude about the entire thing, and that just makes him seem all the more badass. The rest of the chapter mostly consists of Zoro just getting knocked around by King. There's even a great scene where he hits him with a big attack and Zoro attacks him at the same time with a move which is known as the Ultra Tiger Hunt. This clash is an important moment, as not only does it send Zoro flying in front of Frankie, but we also get to see that a good chunk of King's mask is actually taken out. We even get a nice little visual of his face at the very end, but before we get to that, we have a great scene between Zoro and Frankie where Frankie wants to offer his help, which I was desperately wanting to see because any scene with Frankie is a good scene, but this is Zoro's fight. He's going to do things on his own. He's going to push himself to the next level, and King just continues to bring the pain, hitting him yet again and sending him flying out of the massive skull of Onigashima, and it looks like he's going to almost practically fall to his death, but Zoro, using his techniques, is able to send himself flying right back to the battlefield, declaring that if he's gonna die, hopefully it's going to be with a sword, and if that's not going to be the case, he is not going to forgive King, to which King replies with, "I'm not going to forgive you either." That was some cold shit. And like I said earlier, we get our first potential look at King's real face. A chunk of his mask has been removed. We get to see his skin and his hair. His skin is a little dark. His hair is completely slicked back. And they're doing this for a reason. They wouldn't be trying to cover up the appearance of this character for no reason. I mean, there has to be some sort of mystery behind it. There's a difference between a character who hides in the shadows and reveals themselves and a character who wears a mask to reveal who they truly are. A lot of this is almost certainly going to be tied to the fact that he is the last of the Lunarians, and I'm not sure what they really have planned for this. Luckily, I myself do have something of a theory video, which is going to be coming out in the next week, so make sure to stay tuned for that. But what is really cool here is that we're finally starting to see the man underneath the armor, and I cannot wait to see what it's all going to lead to, and I'm honestly still kind of shocked that they're going this far in on Zoro and King's fight. It makes me wonder how the next chapter is going to be handled. Are they going to try and give us some sort of solid conclusion and build up to more of their battle? Are they going to go to Sanji and Queen? Are we ever going to figure out what's going on with Raizo and the other big ninja dude with the big floppy ears? There's so many other things that are going to be taking place in here, and I know it's going to be a long time before we get to Luffy and Kaido, but maybe they're just going to keep mixing and matching all of these different battles together to try and heighten the tension, along with the fact that Onigashima is this much closer to just flattening the flower capital. All I know is this was an exciting chapter. How do you not get excited about a chapter with Zoro having an epic fight? So, what's the rundown on this chapter of One Piece? This one is all about Zoro, baby, and I'm completely okay with that. I've made it very clear in the past that Zoro is probably in my top 3 favorite One Piece characters. He's always just been the cool guy. You know what I mean. There's always something simple about his character, but very satisfying. He just likes to have really epic, cool fights and push himself to brand new limits. And I think this is the fight that I've been looking forward to the most. Don't get me wrong, I've seen a lot of Zoro moments in the Wano arc and even before that, such as his battle with Pika in Dressrosa, but This is the one that really is impressing me because he's going to have to do just a little bit more than just cutting something. I have a feeling not only are we going to see him use some brand new techniques, which probably involve his brand new sword, but I think this is going to be another excuse to sort of dive a little bit more into Zoro using his Conqueror's Haki. I think that's going to be instrumental for taking down a character who is as strong as King is going to be. Maybe it's going to be an epic combination of all of these things together. The point is, I'm just really ready to see more of what Zoro is going to bring to the table in this fight. And a lot of that is great because his opponent is incredibly mysterious. I'm still shocked that we really haven't had that much backstory on King. All we really know about him is that he's the last member of his race, Big Mom took an interest in him, and that he's really powerful and seems to respect stronger opponents as well, so this battle with Zoro is something that's probably going to be rocking his Pteranodon jollies. I've always loved the fact that Zoro's ultimate defense has always been his offense. His answer to a lot of things is simply to attack people when they're charging him, like with the Ultra Tiger Hunt. But even when he was knocked out of the freaking Onihashima like skull and he was in mid-air, he managed to redirect it. Dude's been playing a lot of Smash Brothers. That was easily his up B move. So ultimately, this chapter had a little bit of everything. Some intensity, some action, a little bit of humor from the Roger covers story, the fact that Luffy is getting ready to have his one-on-one with Kaido, and Zoro versus King has officially started for real this time, and it looks like it's only going to get crazier from here, and his fight combined with the mysteriousness of King, I think is going to make for one of the most memorable parts of the Wano arc. Now, most importantly, I'd love to hear all of your thoughts about this chapter. Make sure to sound off in the comments section below, telling me what you thought about it, your favorite moments, and your theories. In particular, what's the deal with King? Why is his identity so mysterious? Make sure to sound off, comment section below. Thank you guys so much for watching this review. I'll see you all next time, and as always, stay down there, baby.